Hey, yo, what's gaming players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharp, man, back out here on this Madden 21 franchise mode. And guys, we are here in the very last game of the regular season. Yes, the regular season is set to come to an end, and we only have one game left, featuring the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams are resting their starters for this one because they are both already going to the playoffs. The Seahawks are going to be the 5th seed. San Francisco, they're going to be the number 1 seed if they can win this game. But we already know Seattle is going to be the 5th seed, and they will get a rematch with Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles in round 1. We already know that's going to happen. Now San Francisco, all they need to do now is just win this one without their starters in the lineup, and then they'll be good because they're the current number 1 seed in the NFC. And with one more victory could automatically clinch it, because this is the very last game of the regular season, and this is a good way to end it. It's been a thrilling ride. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this Madden 21 series, but we're not done yet, because right after we get done with week 17, we're gonna be set for the postseason. So make sure to check out the rest of the games here in week 17 if you haven't seen those. And if you missed the regular season, don't you worry, because every single one of these games that you see right here on the screen, they're going to be in the Madden 21 playlist, so you will not miss not a single one of these games from start all the way to the finish. Now, if you didn't see the last matchup between the 49ers and the Seahawks, go back and check out week number 8 of the regular season, and you'll see how that matchup went down. Man, it was a super good one. It looked like San Francisco had the advantage, but then Seattle kept fighting and got back in it. But then it was just all about the ground game for San Francisco in that victory. Now you can see the stats here. Now Seattle is hoping for that stat not to happen no more. 219 for Jordan Sharp, 3 touchdown runs against Seattle. But Jordan Sharp and AJ Oliver will not play for their respective teams. So like I'm saying, Seattle better not hope for any other running back to get that type of yardage. And you can see the receiving. Now, it wasn't that great in the first matchup, but we're hoping for plenty of different stuff here in the second meeting. So let's head down to Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. This is the very last game of a thrilling regular season. It's been pretty fun. Now it's time to finish it off. The Seahawks and 49ers, they play next. Let's go. The last game of the regular season.
Today, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. From the
host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016. There's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks.
Now you can see the NFC West standings. You already know San Francisco are the NFC West champs.
Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. Their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together.
All right, so the Seahawks, they're going to kick it out to the 49ers to start the game. So Nick Mullins, we're going to see him out there since Jimmy G is resting for the playoffs. And with that, we're underway from Santa Clara. The final game of the regular season is underway. And Mostert will take a knee, so San Francisco takes over. And here's Nick Mullins.
It's Nick Mullins.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is...
And the thing is, Jimmy G played in their last game, and he played well to keep this winning streak for San Francisco alive. And here's Mostert. And he's going to be tackled at the 27, a gain of 2.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. So these two rivals played two of the better games in the NFL a season ago. You remember week 17, it was Dre Greenlaw stopping Jacob Hollister at the 1 to preserve a 26-21 49er win. And that wound up both winning them the NFC West and earning.
And here's Tevin Coleman. And he's tackled at the 38 and a first down for San Francisco.
First down on a gain of 10.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Back to throw now on first down.
Mullins. And he overthrew it, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Deebo Samuel that time. 2nd and 10.
Careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And here's Raheem Mostert. And he's going to be tackled at the 39 after a gain of a yard. Now it's 3rd and 9.
Teammate of mine, we used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Mullins, and that one's caught by James. And he's got a 49ers first down at the 39-yard line.
Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10.
Mullins. And open. He finds Reed. And they're going to get him down at the 20-yard line. And a first down for San Francisco.
Nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities. And if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
And here's Coleman. And they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage, but lost a yard.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Flushed out right.
Mullins throwing, and that one was almost intercepted.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And now it's third down.
First incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They
Mullins, and that's caught by Jordan Reed. And they're going to get him down at the 1 yard line. Now it's first and goal for the Niners.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold them to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the third and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it. They were hoping to force them into a field goal there. Instead, they give up the big gain, and now it's first and goal. The offense has got them on their heels.
And here's Mullins, and he's sacked. Jamal Adams gets the sack that time.
Too fast to handle.
Well, surprise, surprise. First and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decide to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Mullins, and he finds Tevin Coleman. And they're going to get him down at the 6 yard line. Now it's third and goal.
Now it's third and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing.
Mullins, and that one's going to be complete by Deebo Samuel. Now he's short of the goal line at the 2 yard line.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle.
4th and goal. Mullins finds Juszczyk. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Kyle Juszczyk, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening.
I'm pretty sure Nick Mullins learned his lesson from the last time.
These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do.
Robbie Gould for the extra point, and he's got it to make it 7-0 San Francisco.
That nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
So here's Robbie Gould.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And Reed, he's not going to return this one. So this one will be a touchback. So the Seahawks set to begin their first drive. And leading them out, Geno Smith.
Out of West Virginia, it's Geno Smith.
Highly doubtful that he would be the first choice on the depth chart for many teams coming into 2018, but he's made some starts in the past. You know the moment's not going to be too big for him. He can get your team in and out of the huddle and run an NFL offense.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
Now here's Chris Carson. And they're going to get him down at the 30 after a gain of 5.
The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's Smith. Firing. Carson. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds at the 35. I don't know how Chris Carson got open on that one.
To check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. From the gun, here's Smith.
And Geno Smith, he's going to run. And he'll slide down at the 30. Brings up a 2nd and 5 as the first quarter has come to a close.
Seahawks, nothing.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Smith.
Smith, And he's sacked. Nick Bosa takes him down that time.
Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking.
Geno Smith was trying to get out of there yet again, but Nick Bosa said, no, 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 young man.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Smith.
And Geno Smith, he's going to run again. And he'll slide down at the 24 and a first down for Seattle. A gain of 12.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Play action. It's Smith.
Play action. Smith gets hit as he throws incomplete.
As he threw it, and he took the ball off course.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Smith, and that one is caught.
Down at about the 6-yard line.
Philip Dorsett with the catch. A gain of 18. Now it's 1st and goal for the Seahawks.
Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Throwing is Smith.
Smith, end zone, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Will Dissly.
But it'll be 2nd and goal.
He threw it perfectly on target, but it's 2nd and goal.
This close to the goal line, but as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line.
Smith, and that was complete to Tyler Lockett. And he's brought down right at the 1-yard line.
That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Smith, and this was going to be incomplete. So now it's 4th and goal.
Going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And they're going to hand it to Carson on 4th down, and he's not going to get there.
They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And his 49er defense stands tall down near the goal line. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start up.
And here's Mostert.
And
he's going to be tackled at the 3-yard line.
Short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close.
And here's Mostert. And they're going to get him down at the 7-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw.
Mullins, and it's caught. It's caught by Deebo Samuel. And he's got a 49er first down.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
Mullins, and it's incomplete.
And he's miles away and smiling.
He was trying to go to Deebo Samuel that time.
He threw it there and it forces it incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
Mullins looking for Samuel again. He's got it. Deebo Samuel all the way. Touchdown San Francisco.
Deebo Samuel from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off,
Robbie Gould for the extra point.
that should have been done in Big Sky Country.
And he's got it to make it 14-0 San Francisco.
Gould with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be
And
taken
here's
about a
Reed
yard
returning
deep.
it for Seattle. And he's
going
going to be tackled right at the 22-yard line as the Seahawks take over.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach.
Smith looking around. No one's open. He's going to get rid of it.
And he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
And Smith, he's brought down. Jermaine Sherman takes him down that time. Now it's third down.
This game, they are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack.
And here's Chris Carson. And they're going to get him down at the 15. And San Francisco uses one of their timeouts.
As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon.
So Michael Dixon set to punt it. And Fuller, he's going to be in to return punt. And he's going to be tackled at the 45. And San Francisco takes over.
Mullins in the offense set to take over. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw
Mullins, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Brandon Ayuk that time. Now 2nd and 10.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him. And
Mullins, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Deebo Samuel. Now it's 3rd and 10.
It's about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case,
Mullins looking for Deebo Samuel downfield, and it's incomplete.
And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
that might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And that one's sent away. Now they're lucky that the flag didn't come out because he did run into the punter. But Seattle takes over.
And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen.
And Geno is sacked. Jermaine Sherman gets to him again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress.
Smith, and that's caught to Tyler Lockett.
And to think, there's still
And he's going to be tackled. And Seattle's going to use a timeout.
Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Smith, no one's open, and he's going to be sacked. Nick Bosa gets to him, and that's it for the first half. 14-0 San Francisco leading over the Seahawks.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, it was Nick Mullins with a strong first half throwing the football. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
In the first half, Nick Mullins, he's doing his thing. 2 touchdown passes in the first half, no interceptions.
All right, Coach, thank you.
And his team has a 14-0 lead against the Seahawks as the regular season winds down.
Final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is
And here's Reed returning it. And they're going to get him down at the 25-yard line. So Geno Smith and the guys set to take over.
Geno Smith, he's the focus of our player spotlight. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well,
Smith, look at deep, lock it, and it's knocked down and incomplete.
Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up second down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little.
And here's Chris Carson breaking a tackle, and they're going to bring him down at the 38-yard line. And a first down for Seattle.
Be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
Smith throwing, and it's knocked down and incomplete.
It's knocked away and incomplete. Will Disley, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. To throw again.
Smith, and he's going to find Chris Carson. And they're going to get him down at the 44-yard line. Now it's third down.
I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun.
Smith, and that one's knocked down and incomplete, and it's fourth down. And Seattle just continues to struggle.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time.
So Dixon sends this one away, and Fuller won't return it. This one will be a touchback.
Zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And here's Mostert. And they're going to get him down at the 29, a gain of 9.
They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Second and 1. They'll buy some time.
Mullins, and it's caught. Deebo Samuel. And they're going to get him down right at midfield. First down for the San Francisco.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
He's checking.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to
Mullins.
throw.
And it's caught. Jordan Reed. And he's out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 7.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
2nd and 3.
Mullins. And that one's complete. And they're going to get him down inside the 20-yard line.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter.
He connected with Warner. He was wide open. I don't know what happened defensively.
At this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Mullins slings it, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to Deebo Samuel.
And it took the ball off course.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed.
Mullins, and that's caught to Tevin Coleman. And they're going to get him down at the 4-yard line. Sets up 1st and goal.
Gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now a play fake here on 1st.
Mullins breaking a tackle on the sack, fires end zone, and that's caught. Samuel, touchdown San Francisco. What a play.
With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers.
Can you believe Nick Mullins just broke that sack? Can you believe that?
And they came out here in the 2nd half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60
Extra
minutes.
point by Robbie Gould is good, and it's 21-0.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
So it seemed like San Francisco came out here and they're letting everybody know that the road to the Super Bowl for the NFC is going to go through Levi Stadium. And they're letting Seattle know the same thing, because they already know that Seattle's going to be in the playoffs.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass.
And Smith, and he fumbled. And the 49ers pick it up. So the struggles for the Seahawks continue.
Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free. Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players, knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football.
Mullins, and it's Samuel again with another catch. And he's tackled at the 2, and now it's 1st and goal for the Niners.
18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit.
San Francisco saying they really didn't even need their starters for this one.
Cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection. It doesn't
Mullins, and wide open is Juszczyk. Touchdown San Francisco.
Here so far, and the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover.
Now I'm pretty sure that's 4 TDs for Nick Mullins throwing the ball. But that's Juszczyk's 2nd touchdown in the game.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Extra point is good by Robbie Gould. It's 28-0. So you already know San Francisco is about to be on their way to a 15-1 finish to the season and the official #1 seed and one and only bye in the NFC. So that means they're going to have to play in the divisional round after the first round's over. And unfortunately for the Seahawks, if they don't get anything going, then they got to get something going here.
Chance for us to look now at this 49ers defense. Forced the fumble last time, up on the scoreboard, things going their way.
Things are rocking easy now, and they feel good about themselves, confident, taking the ball away in the last possession. They're going to try and do it again.
So let me ask you, can you be playing free and that can be good? Or it can
Smith,
also become
and that was complete to DK Metcalf for a gain of 3 that time.
And give up big plays and not handle your responsibilities. But oftentimes when you're playing free and easy and locked in, as they are today, you see the end result.
Throwing again on second down.
Smith looking for Will Dissly. He's got it. And they're going to get him down at the 44 and a first down for Seattle.
Gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. The San Francisco 49ers are on their way to officially being the #1 seed in the NFC.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number
Now for
4.
the Saints, they do have a bit of heartbreak, but we already know that they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to host the wild card game with San Francisco coming out on top. Actually, they could have had a chance to do it if San Francisco would have lost their next 2 games, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So, and Smith, and it's picked off. Jermaine Sherman does it again. He picks it off, and San Francisco takes over.
The defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of
So
smiles.
Jimmy G, Jordan Sharp, George Kittle, and Jaden Fuller, they all have some smiles on their faces because their team came out here focused. And Raheem Mostert's tackled at the 32.
First down, San Francisco, the pickup, 14 yards. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away.
And here's Raheem Mostert again. And he's tackled at the 22. A gain of 10, second and inches.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great
Play
leverage.
action.
They're easily blocked.
It's
It turns to the
Mullins.
side.
Mullins, and that one is caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he's down at the 5-yard line. A gain of 17.
First and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And here's Mostert, outside run.
And he'll get this one back
And
to the
he's going to be
5-yard
tackled
line,
at the
but no good with
5-yard
that.
line, but for no gain.
Time, but it sets up second and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
One more time with Mostert.
And here's Mostert, and that goes backwards. A loss of 4 that time. Now third and goal.
Now third down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Here's third and goal now from the 9.
Mullins, and that one's incomplete. Coleman had it in his hands, but now it's fourth down.
Visiting team as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnover.
And Robbie Gould puts in the field goal and he extends the lead to 31 zip.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
Man, I have never seen this sort of dominant by a team with their backup in it. Because Nick Mullins has 4 passing touchdowns. 4. And Geno Smith and the guys, they've been struggling all game long, but it really isn't going to matter to them anyway, because they're going to be in the playoffs anyway.
But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They just got to hope that this same dominance doesn't happen to them in the postseason.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Smith. And that one's incomplete. He has been trying to avoid Nick Bosa all game long. And he tried to avoid him there, but he got hit as he tried to throw it.
Second and 10 from the 25. Throwing again.
Smith, no one's open. Has all day. Smith has all day. Slings it, and that one is incomplete.
Struggles continue here. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this.
Wow.
It's got to be wearing on him out there.
I cannot believe what I'm witnessing right now. I've never seen Seattle struggle this bad in one game. And Smith finds Tyler Lockett, and he's tackled at the 42. Now, can Seattle at least get on the board? Because imagine if a shutout happens in the final game. That would be insane.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Just 2 minutes.
And that's gonna bring it to the 2-minute warning. So we are 2 minutes away from the end of the regular season.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Smith, and that's incomplete. He was trying to go to Philip Dorsett. Now it's second and 10.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. To throw again.
Smith. And it's intercepted. Jermaine Sherman again. He has been calling it. They have been calling his name.
At this rate, they're just having fun out there right now. And normally with this type of
Yo, dog. Jermaine Sherman is just sitting here daring Smith to throw it. He's literally daring him. He's right there saying, I dare you to throw it. And Geno Smith threw it his way. He not only tipped it, but picked it off for himself.
The 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
And that was his second interception anyway. So
From the gun, a run with Mostert.
So now San Francisco has the ball, and they're looking to run this clock out, and they can finish off the regular season not only at 15-1, but finishing it with a shutout win. And here's Mostert. And Mostert, look at this! And he's tackled at the 28-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so
So
many things
one more
anyway.
first down for the Niners will seal the game.
Or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Mullins, and that one's complete by Deebo Samuel. And that is going to be your ball game.
And a key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive.
So the San Francisco 49ers, they are going to do it.
Saves them from a 3-and-out.
So the road to the Super Bowl for the NFC side is going to go through Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara as San Francisco wins it 31-0. They will finish 15-1 heading towards the playoffs. Seahawks will finish at 12-4. As guys, the regular season has come to an end.
For San Francisco, and I tell you what, Charles, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form.
The regular season has come to an end. And you guys, you know what time it is. It's the NFL playoffs. It's time for the playoffs.
So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Niners, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Seattle, despite the loss here, was a splendid regular season as they'll finish at 12-4. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right, so guys, that is gonna be it. The very last game of the regular season has concluded, with San Francisco absolutely destroying Seattle on their home turf, 31-0. Not what I expected to happen, but yeah, that's basically how it went down. San Francisco literally dominated from start to finish. Nick Mullins, quite a performance by him. 289 yards passing, 4 touchdown passes. Quite a performance, especially for a team who's now going to be officially known as the #1 seed in the NFC. And the road to the Super Bowl will go through their stadium, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Now Geno Smith, he didn't play his best game. He threw for 132, however, but he threw 2 interceptions, and you know who got the 2 interceptions? It was Jermaine Sherman, cause he couldn't stop throwing it his way. I didn't know what he was thinking about, especially on the second interception. Like I said, Sherman just waited. He just waited for it, and then he just tipped it and picked it up for himself. But Geno Smith did get sacked 4 times. He was trying to avoid a lot of pressure. Here's the running game. Raheem Mostert ran for 43. Chris Carson ran for 22. Geno Smith ran for 16. And Tevin Coleman ran for 9. Here's the receiving game. Deebo Samuel, he was a man on a mission. 7 catches for 159, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Reed, 3 catches for 46. Chris Carson, 2 catches for 42. Tyler Lockett, 3 catches for 41. Will Dissly, a catch for 28. Charlie Woerner, a catch for 24. Richie James, a catch for 22. Philip Dorsett, a catch for 18. Tevin Coleman, 2 catches for 17. Brandon Ayuk, a catch for 17. Kyle Juszczyk, 2 catches for 4 yards and 2 touchdowns. And DK Metcalf, a catch for 3. So for San Francisco, finish out the campaign with a sensational 15-1, and they will have the week off because the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC will go through Santa Clara as they are looking for another Super Bowl championship. Meanwhile, for Seattle, even though they did lost this game, they still had a tremendous season as they will finish 12-4, and they will get a shot at playoff football in the wildcard round, which you'll know who they will face off with: Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. So with that, you guys, it has been a long journey, but the regular season has now came to an end as we take one more look at the final stats and results from week 17. Now you already know everything is going to be now clinched, because now we are going to advance to the playoffs. Yes, guys, the playoffs are literally about to begin.
Every week. Use all of your points, because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
So you already know the Jets are gonna be the unbeaten team. So with that, let's simulate to the wild card round, y'all. Week 17 is done. The regular season is done. Now it's time for the playoffs. Now you already know the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers have the first round byes. So let's go ahead and take a look at this schedule for the playoffs. We are here. It is playoff time, y'all. So the very first game, we're gonna be in Nashville for that one. It's a rematch from week 4 of the regular season. Big Ben and the Steelers take on Christopher Parsons and the Tennessee Titans. Now that one should be a good matchup. I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh will want to get redemption after the last battle with Tennessee, where Tennessee only gave up 7 points to the Steelers, and Big Ben threw too many interceptions against this Tennessee team. But they're hoping to rebound. The second game, we're going to be in Baltimore for this one. It's going to be Josh Allen and the Bills taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Now this one should be an interesting matchup as well, because you know Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are pretty decent quarterbacks, and they are set to go at it to find out who moves on to the next round. Then the third game, it's a primetime game in Arrowhead. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the current 2 seed, playing host to the Cleveland Browns, who are in the playoffs for the first time in 18 years. They play in their first ever playoff game on the road. Then in the NFC, we have 3 more games. Now the rematch that I told you about, the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Philadelphia Eagles from Philadelphia. Now, if you didn't see what happened the first time these two teams met, go back and check out Week 12, Monday Night Football, to check that one out before you check out their playoff matchup in the wildcard round. Then, in Lambeau, we have the Packers, who are going to be the 3rd seed. They play host to Chris Smoove and the Los Angeles Rams, who clinched their way to the 6th seed after their victory over the Arizona Cardinals big time. The Rams will face off with the Packers in the first round. And last but certainly not least, the final game in the wildcard round is going to be in the Superdome, New Orleans. We have the Saints taking on the Falcons. Now, you know, Chris Cam, he's going to have a shot at redemption, because their first 2 games against these Saints for the Falcons, they both lost by 1 point. They lost by 1 point in each of those games. So I'm pretty sure the Falcons are going to be ready. And the way they had to get their way to the playoffs was insane. But it's going to be the Falcons and the Saints in the second primetime game for the wild card playoff matchup. Dog, that playoff schedule right there is it. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the final season stats. So D Sharp, I'm pretty sure it was obvious, he's probably going to win the MVP of the regular season. Not only with 6,000 passing yards, but 73 total touchdown passes on the season. A tremendous performance by D Sharp. He played well all season long. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get some appreciation from his team, his coaches. They're gonna be celebrating for real. But good thing that his team has a bye week, so he has a chance to celebrate for this week and get some practice in for the postseason. Now, here are the rest of the quarterbacks here. Now, I gotta say, everybody played good. We'll give them their props. Give all these quarterbacks their prop, y'all, because everybody played a tremendous regular season. Even though some of the quarterbacks that, came in a bit later, we'll give them some prop too, because they came in and handled their business. And Jordan Sharp, congrats to him. He's gonna get the rushing title. He's gonna get the rushing title this season. Because the past couple of games he's been playing in primetime formation, he's been putting up the numbers. Like I said, week 6 against the Rams, he put up 500 yards on the ground, and that's what allowed him to keep him in the lead for that long. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the rushing title. And Josh Levine, he's done it. Josh Levine, even though it was a tight battle between him and Willis all season long, but it was Josh Levine who's gonna win the receiving title for this season, finishing with 3,611 yards receiving and 38 touchdowns on the season. Congrats to Levine for doing that. Now, here's the team stats. For the very last time, you can see the Chiefs are the number 1 offense, Jets number 2, Niners number 3, and you can see the rest of the offenses here. They played well, but now it's playoff time, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see how these teams on offense and defense plays in the postseason. Now the Ravens, they finished with the number 1 defense in the National Football League this season. I mean, you gotta understand, we gotta give them some prop as well, because the Ravens defense literally came to play this season. They weren't playing around with, they weren't scared of anybody who they faced this season. Even though their only 2 losses was both the Kansas City and Pittsburgh, they still played a tremendous regular season. And here are the rest of the teams here defensively. And like I said, this season was absolutely crazy. And the Patriots, they're going to finish in dead last in defense this season. Alright, so let's take a look at the weekly awards for week 17. So here they are. Andre Williamson gets the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for week 17. Josh Williams-Goss, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Derrick Henry. See, I figured he was gonna get one, because Derrick Henry was a total boss in his last 2 games, running pretty well. He did the same thing right here in week 17. He gets the AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and Chris Gronkowski gets AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance. Now, I'm pretty sure we haven't done this, but let's look at the yearly awards. And Jordan Sharp is gonna get MVP. Congratulations to Jordan Sharp. He's gonna get the MVP. D Sharp was right behind him. He was close. But Jordan Sharp, you already know, he did all his damage on the ground. So Jordan Sharp's gonna get the MVP this season. Coach of the Year is gonna go to Adam Gase of the New York Jets. Now it's a reason why. Because look at the record that the Jets went on. A 16-0 record for them in the AFC. Now, Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC, it's going to go to D Sharp, of course, because he had the 73 touchdown passes on the season. So, yeah, he played tremendous. That's why he's getting Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. Now, Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC is going to go to Wesley Wilkins. Congrats to him. Him and Jarrett Jack were literally going at it for Defensive Player of the Year because they were the only two that were getting the sacks for the Ravens defense. They were just competing against each other, even though they were teammates. They were trying to battle for that Defensive Player of the Year. Now, for the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year, of course, Jordan Sharp, because he just literally won the MVP this season. He literally just won the MVP this season, so of course he'll get Offensive Player of the Year. Now, Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC is going to go to Williams Goss of the Saints. Okay, that's a pretty good line right there. Williams Goss gets Defensive Player of the Year for the NFC side. Like, dog, man, this is literally insane. So now let's take a look once again. So here we are. It is all set. The NFL playoffs are set. So you see the matchups right there on your screen. The Jets and 49ers have the first round byes. So first, the AFC. It's the Chiefs and Browns, Ravens, Bills, and Titans, Steelers. Those will be the wild card matchups for the AFC side. For the NFC side, we have the Saints and Falcons, Packers, Rams, and Eagles, Seahawks. Those will be the matchups for the NFC side for the playoffs. Well, guys, this is going to wrap it up for the very last game of the regular season. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the finale of the regular season. Let me know what you think of this regular season down in the comment section. And you already know which game we're kicking it off with. It's the wild card round. It's the Steelers and Titans from Nashville. And also, before we end this episode, since we're in the playoffs now, pick your two teams down in the comment section. Pick your two teams who you think is gonna make it to this year's Super Bowl, and I'll be sure to read those exact comments. Since we're in the playoffs now, pick your two teams who you think is gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Pick your team for the AFC and pick your team for the NFC, and pick your two teams who you think is gonna make it to the Super Bowl, and then predict who you think is gonna win that Lombardi Trophy. But if you enjoyed this regular season from start to finish, be sure to drop a like on this episode right here. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We're on the road to 200 subscribers on the channel. It's playoff time. It's playoff time, guys. We kick it off. Steelers, Titans from Nashville. The regular season has come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, it's playoff time. Somebody is going to be crowned a champion this season.